reevaluate things. Don't rule anything out until you try it. How do you know it won't work until you try it? Just because it didn't work in some other context doesn't mean it won't work now. You know, I hear it all the time. You can't use any feature until it's in at least 3 different releases. This is software. It's not fine wine. We don't need to let it age. Things either work or they don't. And they either work in release 1 or they don't work in release 1. You might discover that there's a new feature that solves a problem you have very elegantly, but you have to try it out, you have to test it. And it might not work to solve that particular problem, but 6 months from now, somebody might come back and suggest that feature again, and I hear this a lot. No, we can't do that. We tried that once, it doesn't work. It didn't work in that case, with that context. Against an entirely different context, it might. You know, if I took this approach with everything, tuning would be impossible. I created an index once, and it didn't make it go faster. Therefore, indexes don't make things go faster. That's a true statement. Indexes don't always make things go faster. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Depends on that context. So you have to keep trying and retrying. Collaborate, participate, network, exchange ideas. You're doing it right here today. I'm often asked, how did I get to know so much about Oracle? The answer to that is, I tend to learn something new about Oracle every day because it's constantly changing, and there's things that I just didn't know that people ask questions about, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you could do that. So I learned something new about Oracle by being in this network, by having people ask questions, by interacting with them, by working with lots of different customers. If you've been working in the same job for the last 5 years, you become very narrow in scope because you attack every problem the way your company attacks that problem. By getting out and participating in these things, you're broadening those horizons a little bit. You might take some of these ideas back to work, and maybe somebody will call you bad names because you're trying to do something differently. But being exposed to these different ideas is the only way to grow and change over time. It's the only way to keep up. So I finished a couple minutes early, which is something that never happens. But that's good because as far as I understand, there should be coffee and whatnot set up outside. And then the general sessions start in about 30 minutes at 20 minutes past 10. I'll be back later this afternoon and also this evening doing the closing session. I really hope you enjoyed the day and enjoy.
Bueno, muchas gracias. A continuación pasamos a un coffee break, unos 20 minutos para continuar con las demás sesiones. Recuerden, tienen la agenda. Ya empezamos con las sesiones simultáneas. El problema es